Hey, hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess, this is Nigel. He was sleeping, per usual, and yes, thank you. Thank you, handsome. This is my baby, my only child. Okay. Very independent. Oh, I forgot. I left those batteries charging, I didn't mean to do that. So, what is this video about? Great question. The Last of Us. Is this about a book? No, it's a video game adaptation. However, it has quickly become one of my favorite shows and I want to talk about it. So let's talk about it, okay? So if you don't know, The Last of Us is a video game that I had heard of, but you know, I'm not a gamer, really. I'm not cool enough. And it's a post-apocalyptic game. So it has been adapted into a TV show for HBO and it has the same, I don't know if it's producer or writer, I just saw creator, same creator from Chernobyl. And I thought Chernobyl was perfection, excellent. So I had high hopes for this. Also Pedro Pascal is in it and Bella Ramsey, two of my loves from Game of Thrones. Even if they did not have long reigns, their characters made great impacts on me. Now, when I went to go visit my friend Carrie in New York, we were talking about like our top celebrity crushes and Pedro Pascal was in her top 3. And I, in the past, have acknowledged Pedro Pascal is a handsome man. Like when he was Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones, I was like, ooh. Also because I liked that character from the book. However, I don't know if you're on TikTok at all or even on Twitter, but Daddy Pedro has taken over and now I'm seeing why he was in her top 3. I'm just like, wow, I've been so oblivious. But also, I just like back in the gap when I wasn't reading a lot, and I mean, this is years ago, I was really into TV and movie and like keeping up with things and keeping up with people. And I knew that he was in like, you know, The Mandalorian and something else after Game of Thrones, but I didn't like follow his career. So I didn't realize he was in Narcos because I started Narcos years ago and then one of the many things I stopped watching and now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back and watch Narcos. And then all these other random things, which the movie might not be great, but the clips that I've been seeing and these edits that I've been seeing on TikTok, wow! I'm like, well, I need to go watch it anyway. Anyway, so I'm a full-fledged member of the Daddy Pedro train here. He can call me mama any day. Anyway, so Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey are starring as Joel and Ellie in The Last of Us. Now, I went into this with high hopes and it has met and exceeded those hopes over and over again. So we just watched episode 5. It came out on Friday because today is Rihanna's concert and they didn't want to conflict with that. We watched it last night. And one thing, let me tell you my biggest complaint with the show. Stop making me cry, okay? I can't be doing this. My job already makes me cry. I'm supposed to have cry-free weekends, but at least these are, I was gonna say good tears. No, not good. Well, anywho, this is going to be non-spoilery. I may have some spoilery things to say at the end just so I can like get my feelings out, but this is mostly going to be non-spoilery and just talk about my love of this adaptation thus far. Are my hands ashy? Let's put on some lotion. I'm telling you, I'll stay moisturized and look at me. Nigel, go ahead. So, I thought this was one of the greatest starts to a show ever. Like the first episode, whew, I was like, oh my God, because I knew of the game, but I didn't know much about the story. I didn't look into it because why do I ever do that? No. So this story starts and I'm just like, oh, hey, she looks really familiar. Oh, that's Sandy Newton's daughter. Ain't no question. Oh, hey, Pedro, and then stress. And then just stress. But it was such a good opening to me. Like it sets the scene. It gives some really important character moments. They're gonna follow our main character Joel to the future where most of the show is taking place. The tension, okay, the acting, this show has been putting me through it and I'm about to sue because they're gonna need for me to go to therapy. Also, I don't smoke. I think cigarettes are disgusting. If you smoke them, maybe let's look at our choices again. But I think cigarettes are disgusting. And yeah, this show makes me feel like I need a smoke break. You know what I'm saying? But maybe I should have another kind of smoke break. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, first episode. Wow, we were like, wow, okay, invested, ready for the next episode. And it's also so refreshing, so nice, I guess, to be back on a show, a Sunday night show that's weekly, and you get to see and talk about it on, you know, with everyone on Twitter, and I watch videos on TikTok. But it's just, you know, I know when things get released and then everybody watches it, but then it's like harder because you're like, well, dang, I only watched 4 episodes. That person watched all 8. I can't look at, you know, I can't listen to their commentary. But when it's episode by episode. My only other complaint is that people who have played The Last of Us, the game, just willy-nilly spoil things. And I'm like, I know that you know that's coming, but we don't know that's coming. So like, could you shut up? That's like if book readers are always like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Are you getting attached to that person? Because they're gonna die. Like, could you be quiet? But anyway, episode 1, amazing. I thought episode 2, also amazing. We've got movement, stress. There's this moment towards the end of episode 2 where I was like, Joel, the daddy energy, like both real daddy and daddy energy. He's bringing it so well. Okay, and this show is not just great because this man is attractive, okay? I think he's a great actor. He and Bella Ramsey have a really great chemistry on screen because he's like this hardened, you know, who's had to survive. And Ellie, Bella Ramsey's character, is younger. So obviously has been born in this, and this is the only world that they know. And let me tell you what. I love a grouchy, reluctant man. And especially, let me go back. I love a man that is taking care of a child that is not his own. That's one of my favorite romance tropes. Not that this is a romance, but I love that. And now you add in a hardened, grouchy, but there is a little softness deep down under those layers. Taking care of. Oh my God, it's too much. It's too much, but it's perfect. Anyway, everyone is just killing it, okay? It looks great. And by great, I mean like it looks really post-apocalyptic and abandoned and dire and distraught. And then you're seeing that there's the government, people who work for the government. There's people who are trying to fight against the government. And seeing those different sides, and you're starting to see what has happened because the first part is in 2003. And then it's like 20 years later, 2023, which is fucking... Bella Ramsey was born in 2003. That hurts my soul. So just seeing what has happened to Joel over these years, what he and his people are going through, and how he meets Ellie, and why they're now companions. It's just so... It's like I watched the episode and I'm already like blown away, invested, emotional, anxious, worried. Like episode, if you can get me invested in a character first episode or like first part of a book, I'm ruined. And now I'm frightened for my life because I'm always on edge, worried about them. But anyway, then I'll go online and people talk about it and point out different things and I'm like, oh my God. It's even better than I thought. Like, if I had to say what my least favorite episode has been so far, it would be episode 2. But that's like saying, oh, here's all of these books. The only one I gave a 4.5 is, you know, like, and then episode 3. Don't come for Nigel. Episode 3. Wanted to try and empty my tear ducts, the reservoir in here. If you don't know, it has a gay love story as the plot line of the episode. And so it got review bombed on IMDb by a bunch of homophobes who put it with 1 star. But this is from the game, but they just expanded on it, and it is such one of the most perfect, emotional, beautiful, dramatic episodes of television ever. It's like up there with Not Penny's Boat. Oh God. Stop it. I love Nick Offerman simply from being Ron Swanson on Parks and Rec. And it was so interesting and so awesome to see him in such a different role. Like, I feel like he had some Ron Swanson-esque like characteristics, but over the episode you see that change, and like him and what's the other actor's name? Let me see. Murray Bartlett. Look, I think I started crying maybe 10-15 minutes in the episode. Like, everything was just so intentional, from how this part started to how this ended. And again, I'm being non-spoilery, but I just want to show you the emotion that I cried. I laughed. I cried a happy tear. I smiled so much. And cried some more. Oh my God. Then episode 4. Wow, we're just supposed to be okay. Stress again. Stress. But I love seeing the moments of Joel's walls coming down for Ellie. I just love it so much. And of course, it ends and I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And then episode 5. The actors added. It's just, oh my God, the writing. This is just great. And I guess you have to give it to the person who created the game, but also just because something is an amazing original like IP does not mean it's always going to be adapted as well. And I don't know the game obviously, but I've seen a lot of people who did play the game who love this adaptation. It seems like it's very faithful, but also expanding in ways the game didn't. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, if I can meet a character and be emotionally connected to them in like 10 minutes just because of how great the actors are and the way they set up the scenes and facial expressions, bodies, like, oh my God. And that episode 5, I'm just so worried about what's gonna happen. Now I know something was gonna happen next season and I'm like, I hate you people, but anyway, this has been 13 minutes of me gushing about The Last of Us because it is a great example of like, I saw somebody saying like, we're doing zombie movies like or zombie shows in 2023. And that definitely is a part of it, huge part of it. But the focus is the people and their struggles. And I saw someone's TikTok that was saying a great thing that this has been showing every episode is like, there are no like heroes and villains in this world. There's really just people may make bad choices, but for a good reason. Like, people are trying to save their family or their friends or themselves. And, you know, because we have the people who work for the government and the people who are against the government, and they're supposed to be all in these little zones, and it's it's so good. It is. I think it's definitely going to be something once we get to the last episode, like episode 10. How many episodes is there supposed to be? Yeah. Oh, 9? What you mean 9? Why are you going to rob me out of the only 4 more to go. It's gonna be one of those shows where I get to the end of the season and it feels like a really solid place to end, but I still want more. Like, when this is over, I don't know if it's gonna go past 2 seasons or if it's just gonna be the 2 seasons. It's going to feel like something that I wanted more of, but because it was just, not because it felt like it lacked, just because it was so incredible. But those are rare. I either feel like a show goes on too long or was too short and didn't have, or it gets canceled, really. That's usually what it is. There are very few where I'm like, wow, this ended at the perfect time. Anyway, this is all to say you should watch it. Now, obviously, if this is not your cup of tea, like mushrooms, fungi, spores kind of thing, don't watch it. And obviously if you don't like violence and stuff like that, but that's a big thing that I know some people don't like that, so don't watch it. But if you just were like, oh, whatever, yeah, I'll get to it. No, watch it now. Watch it now. So you can cry with the rest of us. Okay, that's all I can do without spoiling. So let me just get my spoilery thoughts out here. Okay, I'm just gonna go start with episode 1. Okay. Spoilers, okay? I was like, I know they're not gonna kill her in this first episode. And they did. And Joel breaking boy was like, no, I felt like they killed my child. No, obviously not. But oh my God. The seat, the car back, just like, oh my God, I was so stressed and worried. Especially like when she was over there, the dog came over to their house and she went over there to check. I was like, girl, don't go over there. Dogs, the animals always know. And then the lady was in there eating. Oh God. Oh my God. Then you bring Tess in episode 2 and then we obviously lose her. I'm like, God damn, every episode we gonna lose somebody. I can't take this. Like, I can't imagine, because her and Joel been rocking and like, oh, Jesus. But at the end, is it the end of episode 2 when they're like breaking out of the whatever and there's like that dude, the guard, and he looks like he's about to shoot Ellie because, Ellie's thing comes up green, like infected. And I feel like Joel was like, Joel had that flashback to that man shooting his daughter, and he said, not on my watch. Not on my watch. That's right, Daddy. Then episode 3, let's just not and say we did because, excuse me? Sickened by how incredible that was. Like the range. I keep forgetting his name. Why do I keep forgetting his name? Nick Offerman. And now I keep playing that song by Linda Ronstadt. Linda Ronstadt. I keep playing Long Time. Wow. So good. I was crying, bawling, sobbing, throwing up, sick. Like, and then when Joel comes and Ellie, and then Joel has on that flannel, and don't open the door. I can't. Anyway, episode 4. I really was like, wow, they're gonna be making some headway this time, and then they get stuck in that damn city. But I saw someone's TikTok who was like, Joel saw the person about to shoot, and that probably it had a greater chance of hitting Ellie, and so he swerved this way so it would hit him on the side. I'm like, you know what? People go into all these different things, whatever. I'm eating it up because I'm like, that's right. He was protecting her, and his walls are coming down. Like when they go in with the building that they crashed into, and he's like, get in that wall, and he's like, they will not shoot you. Like he's like, basically, trust me. Oh, I can't deal. I cannot deal with how much I'm obsessed and in love with the show and with them. I can't deal. And like her having to come up there and shoot. Oh God. And it hurt. He's so reluctant, but he's like, I'm sorry, you shouldn't have had to do that. And then when they were laughing, when they were laying down, and her little joke about the diarrhea. I'm just like, episode 5. I was so excited to see them. And obviously I don't play the game, so I didn't know. There are some moments people bring up of like wonderful like cinematography shots. And I loved that they had an actual deaf actor And I watched the inside the episode at the end and how they were all learning to sign, and watching him and Ellie's little relationship bloom so fast, and how she was joking like, yeah, Joel will say no, and then I just keep asking him a million times until I wear him down, and how she was like, we're going to Wyoming, you can come with us. And then Joel was like, you know, I don't know how I'm gonna get there. We're probably gonna be walking. And he invited them to come with them. Oh, he said he would tell them in the morning, but then the baby said, stay awake with me. The amount of emotion I already was feeling. And then when she woke up in the morning and he wasn't, and that sequence, and then Joel tried to save Ellie, and then he was like, no, and he like shot, and I was like, oh my god, he shoot Joel, but then Joel was fine, but then he had to shoot Sam. The face, Bella Ramsey's face. They is acting their ass off. Bella and Joel is serving the girls. Every person who popped up in an episode, even though they die at the end of the goddamn episode, is serving the girls. The Last of Us is eating it up. Also, that bloater, oh my god. That whole scene, I was like, I thought it was a sinkhole. I'm like, oh, that must be a sinkhole the truck's falling into. And then, they all come out. I screamed. The scream, I scrumped up in here. Oh my god. And then he had to bury them. And Ellie's like, let's go. And I'm just like, oh Lord. It's taking me through it. Y'all, it's taking me through it. End of spoilers. It is taking me through it. All I know is I don't follow award shows because they just disappoint me. So if I hear somebody I like, actor, musician, whatever wins an award, I'm like, yay! But I'm not like, oh, you know, because let's not get into that. But all I know is, so this is a TV show. Emmys? Do they also count for Golden Globes? I don't know. I know Emmys at least count for TV. And all I know is every category, best actor, best actress, best screenplay, best music soundtrack, best graphic design, best makeup, all of it, best producer, best drama, it better be The Last of Us nominated in every category. Everyone. I'm sorry, who can compete? Now, on an opposite note, Abbott Elementary is a perfect sitcom. So, if those two were competing, that would be very hard. But I'm saying though, you know what I'm saying though? Anyway. You should watch The Last of Us. It's great fun. It's so much fun and joy. It's fine. Also, yes, I am now obsessed with Jose Pedro Balmaceda Pascal. El amor de mi vida. Yeah, I'm like, let me go brush up on my Spanish. So if I ever meet him, I can give him a little something, you know what I'm saying? A little razzle dazzle, a little Wow. Anyway, that was a very incoherent gush fest. That did not sound appropriate about The Last of Us. So if you have watched it, please let me know your thoughts down below. Be careful with spoilers. If you have played the game, do not tell me things that it has not been presented on the screen. Do not. If you have not watched The Last of Us, are you going to? This is my back scratcher. I've had this for a long time. It was really cheap. Are you going to? You need to. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreen. And I'll see you in my next one.